Alright, so this is going to be a video and a half. The Scaling Up podcast, I have it pulled up on my TV here, uploaded another video with our boy, Doug Malo here. You guys know, this is a guy who sings Psycho Steel. He gives us some updates in this video about what's going on legally and what the police are doing about the situation, and around the timeline we will see charges being laid. We also have this video where Rampage's PR team, or maybe even Rampage himself, he's been defending his son like any father should, but again, the things that he is bringing up either are false or, twisted. But I completely get it. This is his baby boy at the end of the day, and you guys have to remember that. Raja is a character on the internet to us. Raja is Rampage's kid in real life, and that's just something I want to point out there. That's not me defending Raja in any way. I think Raja should serve time, but let's start off with this video. We'll watch the first few minutes of it. I want you guys to go watch the rest of it on their channel. Give them love and support and all that stuff. This guy over here, he does pranks and that. Really funny. He does like this Russian mafia bit. I find it hilarious. He's like one of the few prank channels I actually like. But let's begin.
Scaling Up podcast. Speaking of which,
We actually scaled up?
we finally did it. At least kind of. YouTube did age restrict the video. I can't even imagine how much we would have actually scaled up if that didn't happen, but still a combined million views, even with the age restriction, is fucking nuts.
Insane.
But that being said, make sure to like this video and also hype it. YouTube has a new hype feature. Make sure to hype the video. Also, in case you guys weren't aware, we have a channel called Scaling Up Catches Official, where we catch child predators every single week with Doug and Ian. And also, Doug, you made a YouTube channel yourself, right?
Yes.
And what is it called?
Doug the Epic?
That's not what it's called.
Yes, it is.
It's Doug_Malo, I'm pretty sure.
I know what it is. I'm the smartest man in the room.
Doug_Malo.
At Doug the Epic. Oh, shit. Oh, my YouTube channel is Doug_Malo.
Which one do you search up, the at or the?
I don't fucking know. Which one do you...
I'll help you change it. I'll put the right link down below.
See? At Doug the Epic.
Yeah, but I'll help you fix it.
I'm special.
All right, so we are here today to kind of...
I just gotta say, man, like, even though this is a horrible situation, I really love Doug, man. Doug, like, I actually think, like, I would have a blast having a beer with this guy. Again, I as much as, I like these guys, we have to remember, like Rampage and Raja, this is their brother, the locker room in a wrestling organization, that's a very deep bond. You look at, the Click back in the day with Triple H, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and HBK, and, the infamous time they broke character and hugged at the end when Kevin and Scott went over to WCW. But, like, I do want to point this out right before I start it once again. I really do respect how Doug Malo is approaching this.
Follow up on the whole situation from last week, kind of talk about new updates. So first things first, Raja Jackson has not been arrested yet. And Doug, you've been talking to detectives. So what can you tell us from those conversations that you've had? Any updates? Will Raja Jackson be arrested from what you're hearing?
Yeah, there's not a doubt in my mind. Everything's on tape, on video. It's premeditated. Just LAPD tends to drag their feet. So the detective asked me a bunch of questions. I even asked about my implications, just because it's, you're involved and whatnot. And he goes, no, there's nothing to worry about. Like, you're just trying to get compliance. Everything was towards Raja. He asked a couple other questions questions about the other videos involved with the people in the back and this and that. Not for implications, just because he's just trying to get information. He's building a solid case. I say a lot, so there's that.
I cut it out, don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
Say it as much as you want.
Yeah, perfect. So I talked to a detective friend of mine.
Pause real quick. People, it's rubbing off on me, but people were like, oh, why is there so many jump cuts? What did you cut out? Well, it's literally, if you watch Doug's other podcasts, you'll know.
Yeah, that's so good. Doug.
You know how it's Seth freaking Rollins? He should be Doug Malo.
Yeah, I like that. I'm Doug Malo. Yeah, Doug Epic.
All right, this is a serious topic, though.
Okay, yeah, so, it's so good. The detective I talked to outside of the case, just asked him about...
See, dude, I'm sorry to cut him off. Like, this is a dude that I would love to have a beer with once again. Like, he would actually be a cool dude to me in life. I really see that. Like, I am equal to watch a video and really see, like, okay, how much is it a character and how much of it is himself. He puts himself out there, and I do see that.
Formalities, what I should look at, what not to look at. He was saying that this is just how LAPD works. They drag their feet. So they're building the case right now. They get all the evidence. The state's going to pick it up because there's so many people, so many witnesses. Heck, even my little brother saw it. My girlfriend, my mom, all the kids that saw it, all the people there. So that right there, they have the evidence enough to try the case. And then what they're trying to figure out is what level of premeditation is, from my understanding, is why he's trying to figure out what conversations took place, what conversations mean. He was asking me what specific terms mean exactly, and like what they mean to the person they're telling them to.
Thankfully for live streaming, they have a lot of...
Okay, by terms, he probably means work, receipt, stuff like that. Wrestling terms that if you haven't really dug into wrestling, maybe you just watch it really casually. Again, a receipt is, oh, you got me, I'm gonna get you back. But, it's still within the work, right? But, again, what Raja did really broke all kind of kayfabe, or whatever you want to call it, in that situation.
that to look at.
It's so there, and I don't want to speculate, and I don't want to, say anything else, because it's all there.
I do want to draw a parallel. There was a situation, I don't know how many wrestling fans are aware of it, earlier this year with this guy named Wes Watson. If you guys watch John Bravo, you know what I'm talking about, where he beat up the
By the way, I've never said anything about this guy, but since they're bringing it up, Wes Watson, I like this character. I thought it was really funny. What he did to, the 7-foot giant, whatever they call him, right? Dude, you're an absolute pussy. You are an absolute pussy. If you need all your yoked out, roided fucking gym buddies to beat up one guy, I know he's, a foot taller, probably 2 feet taller, for being honest. But man, that is such a dumb situation. We're not talking about that though.
7-foot monster, and he wasn't arrested on the spot. It ended up taking several months for the arrest to happen.
And that was in Florida.
That was in Miami, yeah, where I would assume they get shit done faster than LAPD. So just because it hasn't happened yet, I still expect it to happen, and it sounds like you do as well, talking to the detectives, right?
Yeah.
And another big question that people have is that when you went on TMZ and you did an interview, apparently you switched up a bit and you said that Raja should not be arrested. So were you paid off?
I never said that.
Well, that's what people heard, and they're saying you were paid off by Rampage Jackson. So is that accurate? Were you?
So if Rampage, you want to pay me off, I'm open to it. You know what I mean?
What's your price?
Couple million, $1 million. $1 million. All right. I got things to do, It's a lot of gold chains I could buy. No, the point was this. I felt at the time that there was so much going into that this kid's so volatile that he should have never been put in that situation. The guy who brought him there was supposed to be his coach, a mentor. And if I was somebody's coach or a mentor, I would never in my life allow them to be in any type of danger to themselves, to their livelihood, their lives, their family's livelihood. I'm responsible for this person. I'm their coach, right? So what I was saying is that he shouldn't have a max.
This is referring to AJ Mana, and 100%, man, like, even if you hate this fact, and this is a fact about life, whether we're talking about work, the gym, a podcast, a wrestling promotion, whoever you bring in, you're vouching for them. Doesn't matter if you verbally and blatantly are vouching for them, you are vouching for whoever you bring into your orbit, right? And if they act like an asshole, like an uncaged animal, some may say, that plane does go on to the other person. And I made my video about AJ Mana when he went on, I already forgot your show, man. Really like the guy. Whatever show he went on, um, he acted like an idiot. He acted like a full-blown fucking retard, implicating himself in a gang, implicating his friends in a gang. But like, man, it's just you don't find accountability in this generation. I really think, millennials, whatever age, accountability goes out the fucking window for majority of people when it comes to anything that goes viral on the internet. And people can't be objective and be like, yeah, this is a shitty situation. Raja needs consequences. This is unfair to Rampage. And I will stand by it. I disagree with how Rampage is responding, and we'll get to that. But again, it's like everything that goes viral. I feel like people don't look at the main issue at hand, and they focus on every minor detail, and then, those minor details overflow what we actually need to be focusing on. Is Roger Jackson was manipulated by a random live chat, which may or may not have had 13-year-olds, 8-year-olds. It's kick, bots, all these things. Who knows how many of those comments were real comments that led him to committing attempted murder. That's the issue that needs to be addressed, or at least one of them.
Jail sentence over this because there's so many moving pieces involved in this. I have a little bit of compassion, right? He's pushed into this bad situation. He's hyped up. He got all these moving pieces, and nobody wanted to be a freaking adult and just have a better conversation than what took place. So that's what I was getting at. Is not a max sentence, a mandatory mental health evaluation, like a sentence that's substantial but not overdoing it, with a mandatory of you can't have any type of parole or anything early until you have this mandatory health evaluation and therapy program.
So those were your thoughts when you did the interview. Do you still stand by that?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say that he shouldn't be.
100%. And I'm going to cut it off here. Again, I want you guys to go watch their video. I don't want to steal their entire content. And I want you guys, and once again, give this guy support. This guy is a legend. And he even came out and said, hey, I was a dumb 24-year-old too. I did things that landed me in jail. I don't want to see Raja, live out his life in prison, but you have to face consequences. You have to face consequences when you're doing this in front of children. In an established promotion. And you're not only making an asshole of yourself, you're making an asshole of your family. You're showing the internet that kick. And we didn't even need this because the week before, you had those fucking morons kill Buddy on stream by bullying him. I don't know how much I can say of it. It's the people around my age, early 20s, mid 20s, late teens. The internet is not fucking real. It's not. You turn off the internet and you go into the real fucking world. I do it. I record videos every day. I fucking, I spend majority of my day listening to MMA content. I still get stuff done. I still do things around my house. I have to do my laundry. I have to shower every day. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I have other commitments, right? But in this fucking generation, and the difficulty with me is that like everything, you're gonna have the extremists, and I'm going to say this. This is not me calling MMA Guru out, but I know naturally this is what it's going to be interpreted as. You know, this is a situation where I wouldn't go after Rampage. I wouldn't go after his family. There absolutely is things to cover, which we're about to move on to here. But like, this situation is awful, man. It really is. And once again, we're gonna watch Doug Malo's video. He uploaded this 2 hours ago. So same thing. We'll watch a little bit of this video. Both of these links will be down below. Go give. I know I'm saying this every minute, but go watch their videos on their own stuff. But let's begin. I haven't watched any of this, so you will get my whatever, my initial reaction. Yeah, I guess actually what we should do before we do that, I think it might be better if I pull up the what you might call it. I think is it not that one? It's one of these. I know. Is it this one? That I think it's that one. Unless I'm just gonna make sure he hasn't posted anything else. Yeah, I think it is. Oh wait, no, it's this one. Okay, I found it. So, I watched ITG's video. I think he had it in his. Rampage said, "This has gone too far. I'm sick of being quiet and letting all the low IQ people fall for clickbait. Yes, my son took things too far, and I'm pissed at him for being a piece of shit and the way he handled it. But if Sicko Stu wasn't drunk and wouldn't have hit my son over the head with a real beer can while he was live streaming on his own stream, the Knox wouldn't have felt like they had to go make things right by letting Rampage or letting Raja get back in the ring. If my son would have just went to the police when the beer can incident happened, then the whole situation could have gotten shut down and he could have sued. But no, my son is not as smart as I'd like for him to be. Now my family and I are getting racist threats because of all the misinformation being posted so content creators can get paid from viewers. I know MMA Guru is going hard on him, but if you are out here like DMing Rampage and like actually threatening his family, I disagree with that. You are doing no good. You're making the situation worse. Again, Rampage, He's trying his absolute best to help out Psycho Stu, and that's why I really feel for him. He said, man, I really want to sit down with him and have that conversation. You know, I may be wrong. I don't think many fathers would really go out there and do that in this world. Where was I? People actually think my son just snuck in a ring in front of a live audience and picked Sicko Stu up without permission. No, they don't, Rampage. We know he had permission to be only shook, um, to be there, get smart people. It was staged, but Raja took it too far. I can took it too far by nearly ending this man's life. He only shook his hand and accepted Psycho Stu's drunken apology because they said he could get in the storyline. He was told he could fuck him up. I have witnesses that says that isn't the first time that Psycho Stu had done some drunk shit backstage to a fan. Nobody's disagreeing with you there. Nobody's disagreeing that Raja should have gotten his revenge. In fact, a lot of us, including myself, are on record for saying if Raja just would have beaten the shit out of him right there after he got hit in the head with the can, majority of us, if he didn't take it to 22 shots on an unconscious body, we will be on Raja's side, 100%. But no, he waited there, he sat on his lab chat, he shook this man's hand and looked him in the eye. I think he did at least once. He shook his hand multiple times. And he did that again in front of kids on live stream and live. Now we have the backstory that my son attacked an innocent military vet with PTSD. Like my son knew everything about that man, about the man that I keep losing it, damn it. That came up from behind him and hit him, then asked him to sell it. Well, number one, he didn't come up from behind. He was facing him, Rampage. Again, I know you're a father here. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. I have other kids to protect, and I don't take kindly to threats. 100%. Nobody should be threatening any of his other kids. Nobody should be threatening Raja. But they are allowed to criticize him. I'm not scared of prison or dying for my kids, and calling me names won't hurt my feelings. My son should face consequences for going too far. He knows better. That's why he didn't tell me anything about the storyline. But Psycho Stu is lucky I wasn't there when he hit my son over the head with a beer can the day after he got a concussion from sparring the day before. I wouldn't have cared if a bunch of pro wrestlers would have jumped me. I'm a father first, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Let's all learn a lesson. Keep your damn hands to yourself. If you get paid to do fake fighting, don't disrespect people that do this shit for real. Now I put myself in this shit. DM me. You know, everybody's gonna shit on Rampage. And everybody is shitting on Rampage for this post. There are verifiable things in Raj's own live stream, and I'm trying to be as respectful as I can because Rampage is one of my idols. He is one of the ones that got me into MMA, and I do respect him. I have his chain. I'm not wearing it right now. It's in my bathroom. I took it off um before I got in the shower. But Rampage, I commend you for defending your son. It's something that not a lot of fathers in this generation really would do, but everything's on video, man. The apologies, the handshakes are on video. And yeah. But let's watch this video. How long is this video? We're at 25 minutes. Well, I mean, my last video on this is longer. We'll end off with a little bit of Doug's video here that he just uploaded, and skip what he says, and then I'll leave it up to you to comment down below. What do you guys think about this whole situation?
Hello, everybody. I don't really want to talk about this anymore. Like bits and pieces here and there. Whether to do podcasts and whatnot, because it, like, again, I ask for a donation every time I do a podcast or every time I do an interview, and that's helped the GoFundMe for Stu. So, interesting enough, Rampage puts out a statement about the whole ordeal. Eerily similar to what one of these little burner accounts is saying in my comments, and it makes me wonder. I was talking to somebody and just like thinking that maybe that's the PR team. Now you want to control the narrative, so you're putting out this thing. You're going to say, oh, Stu was drunk, Stu was this, Stu was that. Like, one, I didn't see him drink, but it's pretty much implicated by the beer can. Like, why would somebody have a beer can right next to them if they weren't drinking, right? So, okay, that's obvious. But that begs the question, why would your son knowingly beat up somebody that's that drunk? Or why would they be mad at somebody who's that drunk? Like, that still doesn't line up. Why would he mention to his group chat that he always wanted to beat up a wrestler? Why would he mention to his group chat that he's going to hit him as many times as he can until someone stops him? Inexcusable behavior. It's evil.
Everything he just said is blatant. I cannot believe the word just exited my mind that quick. That was blatant premeditation. And again, I do not get how fucking retarded my generation is, where we have to record ourselves committing crimes. I don't know. Everybody does it now. Well, whatever.
Very evil. You know, that's not self-defense. That's not getting a lick back. That's, I'm going to punch somebody as many times as I can, as somebody who's been trained to fight, until someone pulls me off. Knowing that people can die from just one punch. That's his mindset. That's evil. Okay. Now, they mentioned something about AJ, because I said I feel bad for Raja because he was being guided around by an idiot, which is true. AJ is an idiot. He blew up at a reporter that was asking about everything, saying, why did you contradict yourself so many times in that video you made? You know, it's Andre. I was in character. That guy. Okay, well, dummy. Let me put it this way. Andre used to work at a ranch, you know, with Stu, the D6 ranch, and there's a couple other workers there. From multiple sources that I know personally, AJ needed a place to stay, and the rent was cheap over there, and they said, you can stay here as long as you do stable chores, which is typical for ranch work, right? And then everyone...
Some Yellowstone shit. I respect it.
Who followed AJ was subject to the cringiest videos about the hard day's work. Man needs meat after ranch work. He changed his oil for the first time in his life. And then he was like, every man should change their own oil. Like, he thought he was the Marlboro Man. He worked at a ranch, and that's why he had the cowboy hat and thought he was a cowboy all of a sudden. He never done shit for himself. See, the other thing with AJ, here's a little backstory of why I know AJ's an idiot. His tire popped one time, and it was left in front of the wrestling domain for a while, his car, his Acura TL. And he doesn't have that anymore, but, you know, at the time he had one, right? So the tire was popped, and then he goes to me, hey, can you give me a car tire? And I'm at work, and I'm like, I guess I barely met you, and you're asking me for, it's not like, we're not bros.
Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna steal his entire story. All of these videos will be linked down below. I myself am gonna finish watching this video. Maybe I don't want to make another video on this. We reached the 30-minute mark, so to sum up everything, Raja is going to face charges 100%. He is most likely going to have to pay major damages, not only to Steel, but I would not be surprised if any of the audience members, any of the other wrestlers, end up suing Raja for that as well. But the other part that I want to leave off here is this damaged a young man's reputation in the most crucial point of his life. Like, early 20s, again, I'm 21, you're figuring shit out. You're establishing who you are in this world after wasting what, 14 years in school, learning how to fucking get random letters on a piece of paper, and, you know, your mom ends up bitching at you for skipping class to play Grand Theft Auto. You know how it is. It's just, the world confuses me, man. It really does. Like, I mean, like, in my eyes, like, it should be very simple. You shouldn't try to kill people. I don't know. Controversial take right there. And you know, like Doug said, Raja has been around MMA his entire life. He knows how to punch. He knows, you know, how to wrestle. And he knows what he's capable of. I know the thing about his mom came out. That doesn't mean you can do what you did. But, yeah. Go check out these guys once again. And, let me know, what do you think about this situation, man? It's only getting worse and worse. But again, not really much promotion from the UFC, so stories like this take over. That's what I got though. Later.